amazing to me that Fox is the #1 studio in the country because they're all such a bunch of morons.
If you haven't heard of David Fincher, you've probably heard of his films. Most of his best-known works are murder mysteries. What does a good mystery rely on more than anything else? Details. And what is Fincher best at? Details. Complex stories that require the audience to maintain knowledge about various clues, characters, and locations can be followed relatively easily in Fincher's hands. But what we'll dissect in this video is how David Fincher managed to tell a complete story using only camera movement and carefully crafted shots without any words at all in just 60 seconds. First, let's back up a bit. David Fincher obsessively focuses on every single aspect of his films, demanding that everything is executed to his liking. He notoriously films over 30 takes for nearly every shot to nail down camera movements and make his actors appear to live out every scene naturally. And when that's done, he uses subtle CGI adjustments to remove distractions or better time performances. As a pioneer of the transition from film to digital cameras, Fincher has helped build the landscape of what modern filmmaking looks like, with far more control over what ends up on the screen than in decades past. Being so precise in his direction and storytelling allows him to fit an astonishing amount of details into his films. An object is never out of place, and the audience is never being shown something that they don't need to see. Consider how Fincher uses color palettes, the close-up shot, and camera movement better than almost any other director. He refrains from using close-ups until they are absolutely important to the story. In so many films, the close-up shot, which should be so powerful, is cheapened by overuse. Fincher, on the other hand, only gives us a close-up when it is absolutely necessary. If Fincher moves the camera, it's either to perfectly, and I mean perfectly, follow a character's movement, or to reveal vital information of a location or object. The average director moves the camera, Fincher moves it with purpose. In a typical film, if a character is walking, so goes the camera. In a David Fincher movie, if a character so much as leans back in their chair, the camera goes with them. Fincher's use of muted colors ensures that when something does stand out, it really stands out. For example, he rarely uses the color red because its vibrance and intensity detract from other important details in the scene. But that means when we get scenes like this, it resonates far more. We're shown what we need to see. But not every story is a murder mystery. How does he translate the techniques he mastered in that genre to something outside of that wheelhouse? Let's see how David Fincher weaves a powerful story in just 60 seconds. In 2008, Fincher made a commercial entitled Fate for Nike and the NFL. The ad is a tour de force, showing the lifetimes of work, determination, and heart that lead to the moments that we as spectators see unfold on the field in just one play at a time. Fincher has us follow football legends LaDainian Tomlinson and Troy Polamalu in their journeys to the NFL, starting from birth and concluding in a single play. Tomlinson, being an offensive player, follows that trajectory from left to right on screen throughout the story. Because we read from left to right, we see left to right on screen as progress on film. It parallels a ball carrier moving forward, up the field. Polamalu, a defender, moves the opposite direction, from right to left. His job is to stop forward movement. Without ever saying it, Fincher makes their jobs, their purposes in life, clear to the audience. Despite fast cuts, time jumps, and the constant splicing of two different stories, we easily follow what is happening. It's made clear that these two players have been heading towards this collision their entire lives. Literally from within the womb, their destiny was set. The journey of these two titans is made even more epic when set to Ennio Morricone's The Ecstasy of Gold. This iconic score, which helps solidify The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly as a landmark in movie history, is dripping with old-school Western shootout overtones, solidifying the feeling that the collision between Polamalu and Tomlinson isn't just happenstance. There's only one direction each can go, and only one thing in each other's way. In just under a minute, we've seen a build-up to a dramatic and inspiring climax without a single word spoken, for a fucking football commercial. Fincher grabs your head and drags it around freely, with exact knowledge of what you need to see. Need is the key word here, because he doesn't always show you what you want to see.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
He's never pandering to his audience, simply telling you something as it should be told. He gives you the exact amount of information needed to get the point across, even if it's just a single frame. Maybe you caught it, maybe not, but you felt it. The impact is made. Moving on. The same technique is employed again and again in Fight Club. You'll rarely find scenes in Fincher's films where the characters need to explain the importance of something. This would be a waste of valuable time when you only have 120 minutes, or 60 seconds, to tell your story. Because Fincher often allows expository dialogue to fall to the wayside, we are able to spend more time living with characters, seeing how they behave and interact with their environments. Look to how Fincher dictated silence, and scene selection in hit TV shows that he's produced. House of Cards, Love, Death and Robots, and Mindhunter have all had massive success, especially in episodes directed by Fincher. From his beginnings at ILM as an assistant cameraman and matte photographer working on films like Return of the Jedi, to his music videos for artists like George Michael and Madonna, all the way to his many Oscar-nominated films, David Fincher has moved at his own speed without ever holding the viewer's hand or looking back at where he started from. And the best we can do as an audience is try to keep up.